featuring welcome to the 2012 Le Gruyère European Curling Championships in Karlstad, Sweden. We're inside the Lofbergs Lilla Arena. I'm Richard Harding, and I'm joined today with Sander Rolvag, and we are featuring the game which involves Norway with a 4-0 record and Scotland with a 1-3 record. And as luck would have it for you, I am Scottish and Sander is Norwegian. So for Norway, we have Havard Vad Petersen at lead, Christopher Svei second, Torger Nergard third, and Thomas Ulsrud the skip. The alternates Thomas Levold and Ole Ingvaldsson is the coach of the team. This afternoon, Scotland have Michael Goodfellow leading, second Scott Andrews, third player and skip Tom Brewster, and playing the fourth stones David Murdoch. Alternate Greg Drummond, and the coach is Soren Gran. And Scotland have been having a spot of bother in all of this. Norway on the red stones, Scotland on the yellow. Scotland lost 2 games yesterday and they've shuffled the team around a bit. And Tom is still skipping, but David Murdoch is going to play the last stones. So Sander, how do you think this game is going to play this afternoon?
It's going to be interesting to see. I think Norway's probably favourites at this point, but seems like Scotland's changed up their lineup a little bit. I do believe Brewster is playing fourth stones in the previous match and hasn't been playing too well, apparently. I haven't really watched him play too much, but from what I've heard, Murdoch's been playing a lot of shots, so he's moved him up to fourth, and it might help Scotland a little bit.
Well, Scotland are getting close to the last chance saloon on 3 losses to make it to the playoffs. 1 more loss and they are probably, well, they would need other teams to be losing as well, and a bunch of them to be on a 5 wins, 4 loss record at the end of the round robin. And then playoffs, I don't think in all the years I've ever seen a 5-4 record going straight through to the semi-finals or the last 4. So they're in a lot of trouble.
We did have a big tiebreaker situation last year in Moscow, I believe. Just heavy. Was it 4 or 5 teams in a tiebreaker? Can't really remember. It's crazy. Czech Republic was the team that made it through there.
So in the first end then, we've got a bit of play going here. Both Thomas Ulsrud and Brewster going for an attack right from the off. Well, nice shot from Christopher Svei. And in yesterday evening's game, Scotland played Denmark, and in a couple of ends there were 4, 5, 6 Danish stones in play and no Scottish ones. Things went from bad to worse as the game went on. Oh, great shot there from Scott Andrews, cleaning up and removing 3 Norwegian counters. 1, 2, 3, the guard, and 2 of the stones in the house. Great shot. So Scotland have the last stone advantage in this first end. And Murdoch now standing behind Thomas Ulsrud. Ready for Tom Brewster to play third stones. Good shot there from Torger Nergard. Very experienced. This team, two-time European champions the last 2 years in Champéry and then in Switzerland, and then again in Moscow this time last year. So Tom playing third today.
I've never seen Brewster play third, have you? He's usually been skipping.
No, I don't think I have either. No.
It was a good start for him. I believe he skipped his team to a World Junior Champion gold in 1995.
He did indeed. I saw that.
You were there?
I was there all week long, Perth Ice Rink in Scotland. Yeah, had a very good week. And of course, Tom and the other three guys, not Murdoch, but Greg Drummond, who's sitting on the bench, and the other two are two times world silver medalists in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Losing to Canada in the final both times, and that was in a field which included Thomas Ulsrud and Nicholas Edin. Brewster came out the better of these three teams, and here you might have expected these three to be the dominant teams. Two of them certainly are, Norway and Sweden, but Scotland struggling.
I think the question being asked by many people is bringing David Murdoch into the team, if that's really helped them. Obviously the results aren't there. Not sure if it has to do with Murdoch. Obviously he's been playing well, but the team dynamics certainly feels a bit off. They're having to rotate the teams now, and just wonder if that maybe will mess with all their heads a little bit. Don't seem to be quite themselves. Doesn't seem to be quite as confident as they've been in the last couple of years. You have anything to say on this, Richard? Or
thought there might be a question at the end of that. Yep, I'm sure what you say is true to some extent. Tom did play with David Murdoch a long, long time ago for 6 years when they were juniors. Had him as his lead. But of course, time wears on. For many years, David Murdoch and his team got the better over Tom at the final stages of the Scottish Championship. And finally, when that all ends and Tom gets a couple of wins, gets silver medals, and then here we are, not quite back to square one, but almost. I think it's certainly, well, I'm sure they'll all say, no, it's all fine, but you can, the message is on the ice, isn't it? It's proving to be quite difficult, I think. I can understand the rationale why they would want to do this, totally understand that. But it's not bedded in yet, that's clear.
I just feel that after Brewster won that junior gold in '95, he spent a while to gather a good team and make it to the international stages, and spent quite a while. But I think in the very first season playing with Greg Drummond, Scott Andrews and Michael Goodfellow, they won the Scottish Championship and got that gold, silver medal at the World Championships. And doing it once more the year after, you just think that the team just made a good recipe for success, and you'd maybe just continue with the same lineup. It just feels weird for me to make a change on something that we're so successful. Obviously, I think consistency is a big thing in curling. But
well, you're quite right, but ultimately the 2 silver medals isn't what they want. They want gold medals. So I think that's the reason why David has come in. Of course, that sounds a bit hollow saying that given the results at the moment, but Ultimately, he has a lot of experience, winning the World Championship twice in 06 and 09. But I think there are slightly different philosophies between him and Tom as to how they might construct an end and play the game, and obviously that can be quite difficult to reconcile, take some time to do. But with every loss and with every missed final in tournaments, there's more pressure on to hurry up the process, of course. So, certainly not easy, but I don't know that anybody thought it would be.
So we're down to the last shot here of the first end. Just saw Thomas a bit frustrated with his last stone there. Just kind of came off his own shot. Really wanted to bury that behind the centre guard.
Lie two in a row instead of two next to each other.
Yeah.
Saying that, it's going to be very, very difficult for Scotland not to be losing one, and for Ulsrud not to get one shot here at least. So he needs to curl.
Yeah, Mike. Make sure he's moving. Keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean.
And they will give up a single point to Norway. But as you pointed out, Ulsrud was hoping to bury it right round and perhaps force the cold draw on the very first end, especially having seen David's first shot, which was a little bit heavy. So 1-0 for Norway. A steal of a point for the Norwegians in end number one.
As soon as the pedal comes off, it cuts you down by that. No, you were more weight. Yeah. You're probably a slightly cleaner throat. Not cleaner, you would be hair softer actually. It's fine though.
I think, well, here's Havard Vad Pettersson. Lead for Norway. He's going for the centre guard.
I was talking to Greg Drummond just before the game started, asking about their game plan. He told me they were going to try and win the hammer and then blank 9 ends and take one in the 10th.
All right.
I'm guessing that was a bit jokingly said. And
he's not going to tell the enemy what.
Probably not going to tell in the region how they're going to play against Norway.
Has already been proved to be incorrect, I'm afraid.
Yep. I'm not sure if they planned to give up a steal in the first.
I'm not sure they did, no. Sure they didn't.
But we have seen a couple of stones in play. And that's a very nice draw by Michael Goodfellow. I think he's been very consistent and good lead for the last couple of years. I've seen him struggle a little bit this week. But good draw there.
And Michael Goodfellow is one of the players on the Scottish Institute programme, which means he's a full-time curler. All of them are really, except Tom Brewster.
Tom Brewster is the manager of the rink in Aberdeen. Curl Aberdeen, is that correct?
Curl Aberdeen, that's it.
Same line, go.
So, trying the same draw this time, ignoring the redstone on the wing.
Here it comes.
Wants to curl a little bit more than with the first one.
Hard. Clean.
With regional lead Pettersson
Go, Scotty.
being able
Go,
to
go. It's a lot better. That was a clean.
see that first one make the hidden roll.
That was good throw.
This is slightly better. So pretty good there, and we'll see second player Kristoffer Svart make the run back here. Just controlled weight. Wanna stick this guard onto the O. Being able to control this with the sweeping, that's a very nice shot. Just curl a fraction too much.
Yeah, very good though.
Yeah, Tom won't be able to play a hit and roll and behind the guard.
Nothing. Yep. Hard. Clean. Good. Nice weight.
Nice shot there by Scott Andrews. Remember seeing him for the first time in the Junior World Championships in 2010 in Flims, playing with Ali Fraser, I believe it was. Doing quite well, had a really good week, but lost in the final against the home nation favourite Switzerland. He's playing second on that occasion as well.
And Goodfellow and Michael Goodfellow and Scott Andrews playing lead in second, which was their position in the team last year and the year before David Murdoch arrived.
Close. Yep. Hard. Yes. No, no.
Just going to over curl there. I think that yell's popped out on the other side of that centre guard.
What you like? You don't want to just make that? Okay, go round. What are we throwing up here? So same as last night's draw, right?
So Norway are looking the best in this end again. Lying to Tom Brewster, first to play the out-turn draw.
Whoa. Whoa, all mics.
So really flicked this one out there.
Well, give it a chance, Mike. Let it curl. Give it a chance.
Doesn't
Whoa,
look like
curl.
it's going to curl in
Top button.
behind the guard. Maybe just
Come on, Mike.
gets enough finish at the end here to tuck a piece. I don't think that's going to be enough.
Refraction, Dave.
No. The difference even in this first end or two is just just inches. Scotland not quite making the shot, and Norway making them really inch perfect in nearly every case. Torgeir and Nergard.
Yeah, I think he might have overthrown this one a little bit. And lucky to even hit the yellow. It's going to leave that same draw for Brewster.
So a chance to send the stone right round behind the two Norwegian stones there. One of them on the front 12 foot, the other one just short of the house.
Would expect him to be closer now, having a second attempt at it.
This one looks wider and heavier. Yeah, it's really...
Sorry, I rushed that. Good call. Sorry, Dave, I rushed that.
They rushed it. Tom looks to be rushing around here today.
And the only good thing is that
unsettled altogether.
the only good thing is it's behind the teeling here, so David would probably get the same draw again. But could all of a sudden be faced with another 3 or 4 Norwegian stones. So need to be careful.
Well, end after end. In the last game it was like that, I'm afraid, for Scotland. But this one's an opportunity, though. The stones at the front are lying in such a way that it's a definite chance for Scotland to get one right round behind and force the play. And Norway won't be unhappy with that. Just rolling the stone away. Now lying 3, but I know if you're Scotland, you're not really wanting to waste a shot on taking these out when you've got to try and get round behind the guard. Chance for 2 if he can bury this really well and force Ulsrud into some kind of raise, and then perhaps that doesn't quite work and he might get a draw for 2, but this one has to be really perfect. And in the first end, with his first draw, he was on the heavy side, so better get this one right. And the line. Certainly looks a narrower line than Brewster's.
Yeah. Good fellow, and Andrews really on this one.
Oh, he's short, I think.
Yep, and that seems to be the biggest problem here. Line not too bad.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, it's that's a terrible miss. And
you know, they weren't even really onto that hard at the early part of the sweepers weren't onto that stone really, and then suddenly sweep comes up well short of the rings, lying 3 against. Scotland in big trouble. They do have last stone, but really they haven't made any of the last 3 shots. Both Brewster's draws were, well, they were okay but not good enough, and that just was a horrible shot. So now the chance for Ulsrud to draw right round and pop one onto the, well, I don't know, the top of the blue perhaps is where we would aim. Is that where you would go, Sander?
yeah, probably
Top of the 4 foot?
best spot there.
I think so.
If you come too deep, Murdoch we might have that hit and roll off, or maybe even just a draw down onto it.
Looks like plenty weight here. Oh, well, a struggle with the draw weight here.
Yeah, struggled with that in the previous end as well. Just came up a little.
And that one lost the handle at the end and sort of came to a stop. So, bit fortunate for David Murdoch. He's got something to come to on the back of the house. Still got to make the shot, but You have to think it's a relatively straightforward shot to just follow that stone down.
Well, just played a shot. Wasn't anywhere close.
That's right.
But should have an idea of how the stone runs down this path here. Should know the speed. And you got two really strong sweepers in Goodfellow and Andrews to bring it there. So you don't want to be overthrowing this one. Last stone of the second. Again, facing plenty of red stones. And it's hanging out there.
It is.
Looking heavy. Probably needs the backing here.
Certainly does need the backing.
I think that's going to be enough for Scotland to score one. Looking a bit scary there for a second. But after two ends, it's going to be 1 point each for Norway and Scotland.
So David Murdoch talking to the other three. They must be relieved to be 1-1 after two, given what was going on there. And on the bench behind, Soren Gran, Greg Drummond, and
it's a Norwegian skip that's sounding most angry, actually.
I'm sure, because
he's really upset with
he had a chance to bury Scotland right there with a good draw round behind.
Yeah, same in the previous end, just came up a bit heavy and allowed a chance for Scotland to come out of the end.
That's right.
So
pretty fortunate to be 1-1, I think.
Room just now. Stop room. Oh, it needs to come down. Big style. Oh, here it comes. Yep. Go, Davey. Go. Good.
They're struggling a little bit with the ice conditions, Sander.
Well,
I think there's one or two flat spots on it. What do you think? You've been closer to it than me.
Yeah, I've heard things that it's been a bit tracky, and haven't really. Some teams have struggled a little bit with the ice, but I heard from another person at Eve Muirhead said that the ice was looking better this morning, and it certainly looked better in our broadcasted game earlier today. And I think the Norwegian guys also said that the ice was better last night. So it's just, I think the ice is just getting better and better as we progress through the week. And I don't think you should be blaming the ice too much about this point.
No, I certainly thought yesterday it looked pretty good altogether. Teams had more feel for the draw, but today it looks to me, it looks a little bit glassy on the top. And I don't know if there might be one or two spots on it that make the stone slow up a little.
As high as we can get it, guys. Whoa. Nothing.
It looks like the kind of ice that you would like it to be a little bit harder.
Nothing.
It's a wee bit soft.
I think there's a wee bit more pebble on today. And I think the players are enjoying it a bit more. So I expect to see some good curling now. And I think Hans Woutersch and his ice technician team has done a good job. Had some struggles early on with it being warm and humid in here. Obviously you don't have too much time to prepare the ice. We're in the hockey rink of the home team, Färjestad, which I think won the league, the Swedish league in 2011. So quite a successful hockey team here in Karlstad.
Just normal. We'll throw out, Tony.
So very nice setup play here by both leads. Now Scott Andrews going to run this corner guard back, try and bring the play a bit closer to the centre line. Makes a great double. What I feel about the Scottish team is that they have so high expectations, and since they lost a couple of games there, they're not really being able to celebrate good shots and good ends. They just seem to be a bit worried all the time, really, not being able to relax and enjoy the shots they're playing and so on. But I think they might have a wee bit of smile here as Norwegian second player Kristoffer Svan just freshes that one, goes right past the yellow. That's going to give Scotland a good chance to maybe pick up a steal here. Scott Andrews with the out-turn draw, trying to put some pressure on the Norwegian flag pants.
Wait now. You only need to bite, guys.
To get it past the guard and biting the front ring. Well, nice shot.
Yeah, pretty good there. And now all of a sudden it's Norway on the back foot after controlling the two first ends.
That was 2 inches inside, Ed. Good throw, Scott.
Kristoffer Sva having another race at this. And removes the guard, but nothing else.
Looks like Tom Brewster has embraced his third position. Looking focused and energetic as always. Slightly short there, and really wanted to curl a bit more. And I think third player Torgeir Nergård of the Norwegian team can see enough to maybe play double here. So just went for the control takeout here. Moves one yellow. I think they would like to have moved that yellow out in the open on the right hand side of the screen. So just over curled a little bit. It's going to give Scotland a chance to play the hit and roll here. And again, line two in behind cover. Tom Brewster with his second shot of this third end. Doesn't quite get the roll, and
it moves off a hill and then it stops moving, and it just.
You might see Norway go for a double here. You told me you were there for the World Juniors in '95 when Brewster won it. Was he as intense then as he is now?
Oh yeah, it's just the same, pretty much. No great change. You know what see what he's like.
It's fun to watch in tennis players, I think. It's good to have some energy out there on the ice. Much bigger weight here from the Norwegian third.
Yeah, huge weight.
And makes a double. Nice shot. Still a centre guard in play though.
So a Torrid and Nergard clearing the two Scottish stones out of play. So that long guard out near the black commercial signage, Mount 10 signage. A chance. Problem here is that the stones, the curl is so much at the end that even if he hides right behind that guard, it's still going to be possible to remove it. Guard is too far from the house.
So would you like to make sure this is a like top 8 instead of top 4? To maybe make that hit a bit more difficult?
Yes, I think perhaps that's what to do. So he's passing that guard by 30 centimetres.
This is looking pretty close.
But I think you'll see that it's almost coming out the other side. So that you can see a piece of it on the outturn.
Well, not too much. But I believe they'll try to play a soft weight shot at this. Maybe even roll in behind the corner guard if they're lucky to make it perfect.
That's the danger of the stone, just showing a little piece on the right hand side.
Yeah, you can hear Brewster telling the sweepers to make sure to show a piece on the opposite side if anything.
Yeah,
but wasn't really much they could do with it. It was over curling.
Almost not steering back.
Precis sånn, det greit å ikke jumpe den, hvertfall. Jeg nødt til å få bua. Ikke rør den, for vi må. Ja, jeg bør drepe den.
So Thomas Ulsrud, his first stone in the third end. Playing pretty big weight at this. Hoping to pass the guard by a fraction, curl a little bit, and have his shooter in behind that other guard. That's the plan. Well, it's a good try. It's not quite covered, I don't think. I think David Murdoch can see most of it.
Scott through this in practice, I think. Scott through this side in practice. Barrier up, or do you want to throw normal? What do you see? You like that? Nothing. I'm away to the toilet, boys, okay? Good end. Okay. That's okay. You hit it. Yes, please.
So Murdoch rolls out and leaves a chance for Thomas to just throw this one through and blank the end. So you heard Brewster's just going to nip off to the old boys' room. And Murdoch will take charge at the head for first stone or so, maybe. As Michael Goodfellow will kick off this fourth end. I believe that's quite the new rule, where you have to have a skip at the head when you throw your stone, or else the umpire might come on and take it off. That happened with Scotland actually in Cortina for the World Championships back in 2010, playing Thomas Dufour. I remember Dufour not wanting them to take it off, but apparently that was a rule and there was nothing they could do. I'm guessing that rule was inspired by Norwegian Olympic gold medalist Paul Tursen. He usually spent some time off the ice at the start of every end, and his lead had to play more or less his first couple of shots without a skip.
Do you turn it over or?
Pretty often.
Having a smoke.
So it looked like Goodfellow's first shot there just picked up some debris, lost his handle, and just ended up as a corner guard. I don't think Brewster will be too happy with that shot coming back onto the ice.
Yeah? Just throw T-way if it overcurls, it's here.
So maybe looking to split this into the rings here.
You want to hit it? Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yeah, we'll go for that side. Yep. Real hard, Scott. Come on. Come on. That'll do. Just straight there.
So they went for the hit here.
Nice way, Mike.
Let's hit and roll. It's a good shot by Goodfellow. And now Norway will try to come around the corner guard. So 69% for Håvard Pettersson. So maybe I missed a couple of shots so far, but we only played 3 ends, so enough time to up those stats. Certainly going to make a good effort here with this draw. Comes around the guard nicely. Tom Brewster just calling for the corner appeal there from Scott Andrews. And Norway just going to put that corner guard back up. You might see them run a couple of stones down before either team makes a play into the house. Well, maybe looking a bit wide here. Just going to wait for the stone to catch some curl and then work it at the end to make it travel a bit farther and maybe get some extra swing. But it's really not even close to guarding that red stone in the house here. So maybe just a bit outside there.
Sorry, Scott. I thought we'd do a bit more at the end as well on the sharper pebble.
Well, Scotland rolls out with that hit attempt. And second, Chris will have another chance here to set up 2 for Norway. Wants to come around the guard this time. Again, just waiting for the curl. Couldn't really sweep it too much. Weight was there pretty much all along.
Just 11. 2-9. Line's the key here.
Tom Brewster at 77%. Hasn't really missed too many shots, but certainly some of them have been half shots. Now this one is looking pretty good, but probably would have liked to sit for second there. I don't think they have.
Yeah, that curl.
Doesn't quite make the roll towards the yellow, but doesn't sit too bad there. It's quite the difficult double.
That beats that, eh? Okay. Yep. Scots didn't do a hell of a lot. Barrier up.
So it certainly seems like Brewster is agreeing with some of the calls made by Murdoch.
He's been grounded to submission. Well, I think when you move like he has from skip to third, there's two ways of looking at it. You can either be really unhappy about it, or you can have the attitude of, well, I'll just show them then. And I think that's the look on Tom's face today. Okay,
I think
this is what you want, then I'll do my damnedest for you. Looks very determined.
Well, that's the best attitude, I believe.
Well, it's the only one I think, really, but
yeah, I think you do see some players as just whinge about them being put on the bench, etc. I think wherever your place, you should just do your best for the team. Not sure if the curling players are the ones with the biggest egos in the sporting world, but there's a few out there, I guess.
Yes. Well, this one looks a bit wide and heavy.
Out the rings. Out the rings is better.
Well, uncharacteristic error from Torgeir Nergard.
Stay away from this track. Gotta watch this side, does the same. It will hide.
Just overheard Skip Thomas saying it's a bit keener, the ice today, on draws. And you saw him playing his draws a bit heavy as well at the start of the game, so just maybe not catching up with the ice conditions this morning, or this afternoon.
Afternoon for me.
But yeah.
Whoa! Stay off it! Stay off it!
53% there for David Murdoch at this stage. Not too good, but a pretty good shot there. Sets up the double, though. Might even be able to get all three.
See what I mean?
You get the angles right.
It's back. Ah, you are. You've got to be patient. If you jump them halfway up,
So Scotland lying 3, score 1-1. Things have settled down a little bit into a game where there aren't the extremes of facing 4s and 5s, and I think the longer it can go on like this, where it's not quite so much pressure for the Scottish team, might just give them a little chance to settle down and get into the game. Big weight from Ulsrud, 63% for him.
Yeah, he wasn't too accurate with his big shots yesterday. But looking closer here, maybe. Not quite. So, continues to struggle a little bit here. Been very close with all the shots, but just missing him by a fraction here and there.
Well, he was close to taking 2 of them. Needed just to curl a bit. Why would you play so much weight at it? Why couldn't you play a bit less and use the curl a wee bit?
Just if they hit the second one too thin or too thick, it would spill anyway with the big weight. And if you throw it harder, it runs straighter, so it should be easy to just put up the room where you want to hit it. And don't worry about the curl, but certainly the accuracy is the most important thing, and if you play with a bit less weight, you might be able to control the line a little bit with the sweeping. But I think you see most teams, they played doubles and trebles, you used to just like to play the hard ones.
Well, it certainly seems to be an increasing feature at this level. And now Thomas Ulsrud facing 3 shots with nothing to come to, has to make the dead draw to, well, fully into the white 8-foot circle.
Yeah, really a turnaround in this game. This is what David Murdoch was faced with in the 2 first ends of play. Now Thomas is the one having to draw against 3 Scottish counters. Last stone of the 4. Seems like the sweepers are in control here. Just going to drag it down to the 4-foot. And certainly offend his draw weight there. So, game is still quite tight here. Only the 1 point that differs. After 4 ends of play, it's Norway leading the game, 2 shots to 1. Now there's obviously some other games going on today out here in the Löfberg Lilla Arena. On the end sheet, we have Sweden playing Germany, and it's looking like Sweden is in control here, scoring 2 in the first and forcing Germany in the second, and then scoring 3 in the third, leading the game 5 shots to 1. Just next to us we have Russia playing France. Looks like France has 2 shots. Has a 2 shots to 1 lead over Russia. Hungary is playing the Czech Republic. They have 2 each after 3. Switzerland, where the Danish just took a 2 in the 4th after Switzerland took a 4 in the 3rd, making that game a 4 shots to 3 advantage in favour of Switzerland. And they will have hammer in the 5th end. Back to our feature game. Looking at Norway playing Scotland.
So the centre guard
Gotta go line.
from
Gotta go.
Havard.
Really hard, Scott. Come on. Still good. Still good. Clean.
And the attempt to draw round from
It's mine. It's mine. It's mine.
Michael Goodfellow, looking
Atta boy, good swing.
excellent.
It's that bit. You think it's going to go and then
Perfectly placed. At the top of the forefoot, Michael Goodfellow is really top class lead for any team. Inch perfect. So now the response from Havard. These teams have met each other on lots of occasions, so they should know each other's game. I think Scotland will know Norway's game more than Norway Scotland's at the moment. Well, that's another cracking shot from Havard Van Petersen. Great touch. So, good fellow to respond. The out-turn draw this time.
whoa. Just needs
What's
to
he
be
trying to
top
do
man.
here? Come round the whole lot?
Close. Whoa.
Or
Yeah.
trying to face up to the
Yep.
side of the Norwegian stone, do you think?
Line's good.
I thought they were looking at the freeze.
Yes, I think they are.
Certainly looks like it. And
Another fantastic shot.
Better, Mike.
yeah, these leads have been playing quite well.
Well, that's certainly very good, all four of those stones.
They had the same perfect setup in the previous end with the corner guard and centre guard, both stones behind their respective guards. So Leeds are certainly doing their job.
When you look at how successful they are on their weight and direction, and if the skips don't make the draws, it's not the ice, it's the player, I'm afraid.
Yep. No, these 4 shots just tells me the ice is getting easier to play on, more predictable. Because I haven't really seen the setup too much this week. It's usually been a miss.
Another great shot.
Back 4, back 8. Freeze
Probably
is
wanted to
okay.
curl it a bit more.
Yep.
Do you think you could come round on the right-hand side, tap the yellow? That would be a nice shot to be able to play, but I'm not sure if it's really on.
I think the out-turn side is the straighter side of the two.
Yep.
And it's certainly narrower to get past that front guard if you were trying to do that.
Oh, you gotta go, guys.
So I think they're going to
Really
go for the
hard.
easier option. Try and put a stone on top of all those in the house.
Yep.
Well, this one's curling a bit more, I think.
Yeah, just
Sorry, I thought I was going to stop a wee bit quick.
not sure what happened there. That was just a bad throw.
Just that hair slower out here, eh? Turn soft as well. Yep. Good Scott.
Prøv å få opp til nesa, så den ryker ut hit. Tror det er det beste, prøv å få opp til nesa. Så sitte der.
Christopher Sva going to throw this in a minute.
Jeg skal ha en garde da, men da har han hele tiden en dragning. Jeg liker å gjøre det, men nå har jeg forsatt den nå, så da må han begynne å jobbe.
Scotland has a hammer here. So you might see them make a play on those stones in the house soon.
Big discussion going on with Torgeir Nergard and Thomas Ulsrud about this shot.
Jeg liker vanlig trekk og halvtreff.
What's the plan, do you think? You've been listening to it in Norwegian, I'm afraid I'm ignorant of that language.
Last thing Thomas said was maybe just play a hit, a half stone hit on the red one there on the left hand side of our screen. That would remove the Scottish stone, maybe keep 2 reds around. But they're looking at a couple of options.
Yellow just stood like top of the tee. You're leaving a really good. You know what? Because the yellow's in the crotch.
Yeah, I think I like this better.
It's okay.
Just a draw, just on top of those.
Yep.
Same shot that Scott Andrews was looking at. Just come to the pocket on the top there. It's Scotland that needs to make a move here. They're trying to score 2, and with all the stones on the centre lines, really closing down the scoring area. So I don't think Norway will mind having a couple of stones in front here. Now, wanted to curl a bit more on that one as well, but I don't think it's too bad.
You got about 6 now. These are locked. They're just hitting that.
So turning out to be quite interesting in here. Both skips having to read the angles of the stones here, and you might just see some tap-up play, just try and set up that big shot. And now Scott Andrews is all over the guard again. Disaster shot. And
It's no worse. It's actually better.
Well,
Brewster certainly quite positive in his feedback, but
he's seeing the bright side of life.
maybe trying to hold the team together. Well, it certainly looks like Norway's in the better situation here.
I think so. And the score 2-1 for Norway. Stole a point in the first end. And David Murdoch had to make a draw shot in the second to prevent losing several shots, several stones.
I know. Any hits these two are
Norway took one in the fourth, so now what? A lot of stones in play here. Scotland count, but as you can see, there's lots of chances to bump stones up, and I think Norway are probably better placed. They have 4 red stones there. You can't guard all the raises with one shot either. So,
Well, I'm certain we're going to see some stones moving here. Looks like they've opted to play an out-turn peel. I'm going to try and hit as much as they can of that red stone just to the left of Thomas's broom. I think you might get some action on all the stones in the house here.
Norway end up lying at least one, probably just one, I think, at the end of this. But that would leave them in a steal position. Steal of a point. If he's through this gap here, pretty close. Well, I'm not sure that's what everybody expected. Thought the yellow would move further than that. See it again.
That's just going on to that, though. Absolutely nailing locking.
Wow. Huh. Interesting result. Scotland now lie one, or still lie one, but it's moved to behind the tee line. And it's a little bit exposed on the right hand side. If it were to be removed, then Norway certainly look the better placed. So what's the decision here, Sander?
Well, you're the one from Scotland, you should tell me.
But you're multilingual.
It certainly looks like he's playing a hit of some sort here.
It does.
Maybe just a nose hit.
Trouble with that is the red one's going to land straight onto that yellow behind the tee line, I think.
I think they're hoping it's going to drag a bit to the left, but I think they're going to at least clip their own shot stone.
Well,
But
I don't think it is going to do that, but we're about to find out. So sweeping furiously to get past the guard. Oh, well, no.
I did. So that's
well spotted, Sander. Well, they thought that
well
too.
spotted by Brewster and Murdoch, I believe.
It was. Great play there.
I honestly thought it was going to
Fantastic.
maybe tick the yellow,
Yep.
but just went straight past.
Scottish happy smiling faces. First time in a day or two.
Certainly.
Yes, well that worked out to perfection if you were Scottish. So a big chance now for Scotland to pick up one or two shots here in the fifth end before the break. And Norway going for some demolition. Oh. Well, well.
Oh my.
Who would have thought it? Right through the port. Look at this once more. My goodness, he missed that by next to nothing. If he got the smallest fraction, two of them were going. And a shooter might have rumbled into the 4-foot circle.
And remember, it's Scotland with the hammer here.
Well, Norway now in quite big trouble.
Yeah, not looking too good. Just felt like Norway was in total control of the game to start off with. Those two first ends, certainly they got 1 point each, but Norway is just putting some real pressure on the Scots. But certainly turn around, momentum's changed.
3 shots ago, Norway had 4 red stones in there, and Scotland only had 2 yellows. And now look. So what a change round.
Well, that's curling for you.
It can happen when you pile all these shots into the rings. A couple of takeouts and the whole situation changes completely. So Tom Brewster with his second stone, playing third stones today, that is. And Scotland, as Sander said, have last stone advantage here in the fifth end, lying 3 shots, guarded.
Come on, Scott, make it good.
So quite wide here. Might have found a different track. And yeah, just gonna stop. Quite shy of the house, really.
It's not really very good, I'm afraid. It blocks the draw to the stone in the back of the 4-foot, but I don't know that that was going to be an option that Ulsrud was going to be attempting anyway. Well, this is an interesting call. The draw right round everything.
It's probably going to give the best result. Could have tried the same double you saw Nergor try just a wee while ago.
My concern here would be that the weight is probably a little difficult because they haven't played any draws down this line.
Yeah, if they're paying attention, they might have gotten the split time of Brewster on his try. Maybe having a bit more insight on the draw weight coming down this path. Looks like they're more in control of the weight here. It's more of a line problem, maybe.
He's got a great looking line.
Really tight.
Is it going to stop though? What a shot that is.
Yeah, it doesn't get there for shot stone, but a very nice try, and that's going to help big time.
It's a fantastic shot from Thomas Ulsrud.
Problem is if you clip this.
It certainly makes Brewster's guard look pretty silly now that that's behind there, doesn't it? Oh, there's nothing more galling. You put up what you think's a nice guard to prevent something happening, and the other guy does something like that. I know they're not lying first shot, but you know, I don't think Norway would mind at all here if Scotland took one, forced them to the single. So that really was a class shot from Thomas Ulsrud.
You can, but
these two teams delivering up a great game of curling this afternoon.
okay. Even if you're top 8.
So Cole seems to be the out-turn draw again here, and I wonder if it's just trying to come to the face of the red to maybe set up a big shot with his final one, maybe line things up, or if it's just trying to come to the inside here and light too. Not sure.
Looks all there. Looks all there.
Just going to follow down.
I think he's got plenty of weight though.
Where?
Follow down this red here, and
Can we get it out?
Pretty speedy,
Get it back 8. Gotta go then.
and it's
Yeah.
high side.
Clean. Yep, come on. Don't conk it. I'll do.
Oof.
well, it's a counter. It's on the paint. So I think the Norwegians would like to put another red stone in the house here. Looking a bit scary with those 4 yellows and the single red.
Well, that's definitely not the shot Murdoch was trying to play there. No way. Just struggling with the weight. So, Ulsrud now going to try and come right round on the in-turn here and lie first shot in the blue. That the nomination here, do you think, Sander? I think so.
Yeah, doesn't seem like they're too concerned about being shots on here. We're calling this top 8 just to make sure that Scotland doesn't have a double of some sort to score a big end. So they would certainly fear Murdoch's shot-making abilities. Seen him play so many good shots in the past. Remember this team playing Murdoch with his whole team of Ewan Byers, Kate Smith and Ewan McDonald. In the final of the European Championships in Ersels week, Murdoch made an absolute, just an incredible flat double to put the game into an extra end, and ended up winning on that occasion.
Look at that shot. Another few centimetres, and that was going to be the first shot, Sander.
I think they're quite happy with where that stone's placed. That's more or less where Torger tapped his broom before they played this shot. It's very well swept by the front end.
And very well judged too, passing that guard by the second guard by nothing. Taking account of that by passing the first one by a bit more space. Well, that was the perfect line if it had gone a touch further. Scotland lying 1, but not easy for them to get 2.
You don't need to be
Well, I think if they're close to 2, they might just be close to scoring a bundle. The double run here is on for maybe 5, I believe, if he makes it absolutely perfect.
Well,
okay, it's not playing with massive weight, so maybe just going for
definitely not the double run. Anyway.
a 2 or so.
I think the danger was the number of stones that could be given up there as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Could easily give up a 2.
He's coming through the gap, really.
Yes, he is. And he will pick up 2.
That's a really nice shot. Wasn't even looking at that.
Just the bump off and roll. Had to get through the guard, and then it did the work itself. So Scotland will move ahead in the 5th end break by 3 shots to 2.
You know, I was only a junior last year, so I'm still a junior in mentality, looking at the big shots. Or maybe I'm just a commentator looking for some action in the ice. But that was certainly a beauty to watch. Came through the port there and scored a very important two. So a half-time break for both the teams. They'll have 5 minutes, just relax and talk to the coach, alternate team leader, whatever the bench is made of. And I'll be back in a few minutes for the conclusion of this very exciting game between Norway and Scotland in the men's draw here at the Løfberg Lila Arena.
Nei, men jeg tenker jeg står og ser på han blir tynn, men hvis han kommer i veggen, så blir det 0 press. Ser det jævlig dumt ut da, når du ikke flytter den. Jeg tror vi har en del å lære på trening for å legge opp sånne da. Vi er faen meg helt nakne da. Jo, slå på sval første, da er det ikke øvende.
I knew that bit nice. I knew we didn't. If we kept going, we might have clinked our back. Because it floats. But as soon as it doesn't keep warping.
Ja, jeg synes den er lang. Da trykker jeg.
You've got to trust that it's not going to completely break on you. You made it fun.
Jeg synes gutta sier det er sammenspliss, men det føles mye glattere. Eller i hvert fall.
That's your best end of the week.
I dag slider ikke.
Honest to God, it's first time that second one just came in and when it just zoomed in past the guard.
Ja, vi har jo bare
If I was just with my second, just no, I only need to be on 6 feet forward. I didn't want to be heavy and bounce, you know, but just. Oh, aye.
Jeg lurer på meg om vi skal begynne, du og Håvard skal begynne inn meg. Ja, det er rettere, de steinene hans køler ikke.
Yeah.
Ja, du får mindre is på de, for du har satt dem.
Much time we got.
Ja, det er bare å male på her. Vi har jo... Vi får sjanser her. Så får vi... Nei, min kamera. Kjør hardt. Toer nå.
I'm taking Soren's share. Dave, I'm here. Sorry. Ice. plenty of room, so let's get it to the middle. That's the key. It's all Scots. As late as you can, curling now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Okay, Mike. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, don't worry.
So welcome back to the 6th end of the Gruyère European Curling Championship 2012 here on the Lofsbergs Lilla Arena in Karlstad, and the game featuring Norway and Scotland. Scotland currently leading 3 shots to 2. Picking up 2 points in the 5th and putting the first stone of the 6th end into the front of the house. Corner guard quite near to the house. Delivered by Havard Van Petersen. Michael Goodfellow, 73% so far in this game.
Room 2, guys. It's coming now.
Which seems quite
Line's good.
low, really.
Nothing for line.
Played a lot of good shots in the last end or two, Michael Goodfellow.
Nothing for line. Nothing, 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 nothing.
So he will
Good, Mike.
put the guard up.
Det hør deg ikke lett å dra.
Curled a little bit too far. Allows Thomas Ulsrud to come around and tap the yellow one. Not allowed to move the stone in front of the house out of play, of course, under the 3-guard zone rule. If he can move the one in the house, well, he just moved the guard across. Almost got past, but not quite.
Inches between them. Half stone's good.
Prøv en gang nå, så vi får noe opplegg. Se hva som skjer nå.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, big weight at this from Scott Andrews. Just trying to
Go, Mikey.
clear the stones out.
Good throw.
And Scotland now playing a pretty defensive end here,
Sorry, I was at the back.
having got the 3-2 lead.
And then Dave standing there like, right, and I heard him shout too, but then, right, didn't he did the next one. The next one did a bit more at the end.
Christopher Slat,
Slow.
number 2 man for Norway. This team has been together a long time now. How many years have they played?
They started up in 2007. Yeah, so the first European Championship would be in Füssen. They played, I think.
Yep. Clean. Yeah.
So about 5 years or so. Been pretty consistent. Probably been the most consistent team in Europe. If you're looking at a 5-year span, I think they've medalled at 8 out of 12 major international championships or so, including the Olympics and World Championships.
Pretty good going. So 2 European titles to their name, but the elusive World Championship still not won by Thomas Ulsrud.
Looking to win the European title 3 times in a row. Only one person to do that before. Do you know who that is?
Could be Scottish.
He's from your country, yes.
Could be called Hammy McMillan.
Hammy, for sure. Won European title 3 times in a row. Was a little while ago. 94, 95 and 96.
Got an inch.
You won it.
Yep. It's pretty.
Slightly different team lineups over the years, but key man at third, Norman Brown, and Mike Hay at second, played all the each year.
Whoa! Off! Right off! Yeah! Whoa! Clean! Oh!
So the raise made by Brewster, good shot. Scotland line 3 here. Norway having a little bit of a struggle.
You dare be back there, eh? You can see it button off it. If you jump it too early,
Nergar,
you could have left it a bit longer.
69%. The percentages sometimes come down a little bit when the shots are more difficult. It's harder to make the shots. So hit and roll by Nergar, but not quite enough. Wanted to roll in behind the guard there.
Yeah, too much ice, eh?
Hit and roll, and it will spin out.
Just
That's
too much ice, eh?
Not such a good shot there from Tom Brewster.
Just a hair too much.
Allows Ulsrud to go to the other side and go for the hit and roll on this
You're just scared if you come inside that 4 feet a wee
Scottish counter.
Hard, Dave.
Well, great shot.
Yeah, the perfect roll there.
Hard sweeping from the front end of Norway. Good judgment from Thomas Ulsrud. Good play from Torgeir Nergar.
But you had to roll in behind the tee line, so you've given Scotland the opportunity to come down and play the freeze here. Just gonna, as Brewster said, just gotta make sure not to show the inside of this yellow. It's better wrecking on the top stone than leaving this open. Don't want to allow Norway to play a hit and roll to light 2 covered behind that yellow.
Murdoch playing 65%. They're going to have to sweep this all the way for weight, surely.
Whoa! Even top button. Whoa! Right off, guys. Nah.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Needs to stop, in fact.
Hard, Scott, hard!
That's a really nice shot. Really swung at the end there.
Well, that looked slow at the beginning, I thought, and then
Just kind of lost its handle a little bit there and really swung at the in the end.
yes.
Not sure if Brewster really thought the shot was there. Not sure if anyone thought that was there. Just came strong at the end, and it's absolutely in the perfect spot.
And that's making all the difference.
Now Thomas forced to play the high hard one. Hasn't been too accurate with these big peels.
Well, he has to raise the front one onto the other one, perhaps catch half stone and spin them both out. 72% for Ulsrud. Out shooting Murdoch by 7%. This one's high anyway. Oh.
Very nice shot by the Norwegian skip.
Well,
Couldn't do much better there.
unbelievable shot.
6.
If you hit that Yellowstone almost in any other position, it was locking and not going out. The one in the middle. Great shot from Ulsrud. So,
Okay, as long as you don't go
back to square one. Draw around to the
I'm giving you extra.
top of the forefoot, biting the white circle in the middle, do you think, Sander?
Yeah, just so it looks like they're taking a bit more ice here. Just don't want to be wrecking on the red and pushing that one in.
Gotta be in the paint.
So might not be cover this one. Just got to make sure they hit the paint, as you hear Brewster say, because if they go through here, there might be a split to score 2 for Norway. It's looking kind of heavy, but I think it's fine.
It's going to stick in the back of the house.
Well, might be tempted to play the split here. I think if that Yellowstone were to travel maybe half a stone more, you might see Norway playing the split.
On the front red to line 2.
Yep. But Torger, vice skip, doesn't seem to like it and just wants to blanket and keep hammer and try again in the next end.
I think I agree with Torger. It's too risky, in my view. If you don't make it and Scotland steal a point, it's a pretty soft steal. So, not too much argument from Thomas Ulsrud.
Well, he made a beauty with his first one, so you'd expect him to just peel this away and blank the end. Last stone of the 6th.
Well executed, blank end by Norway. The score will remain at 3 shots to 2 for Scotland after 6 ends. Just a little update on the other games. On sheet A, France and Russia are tied at 2-2 after 5 ends. Hungary and the Czech Republic in the centre ice. Hungary actually winning over the Czech Republic 4 shots to 3 after 5 ends. Denmark have come back from a 4-1 deficit over Switzerland to be tied at 4-4 after 6 ends. And Sweden are steamrollering on with a big advantage over Germany. After 5 ends, 7 shots to 2 they lead. So back to our game. And Michael Goodfellow putting that stone right on the centre line. A few centimetres short of the house.
Room! We got room! Here it comes! Whoa! Room! Room! Only Scott! Only Scott. Good, Mike.
Well, super shot from Michael Goodfellow. And followed in by Havard. He doesn't seem very happy with that.
I really wanted to come to the inside of that stone.
We've got to come in this way.
Yep, lined up
You got to get inside if we come that way. Either come or
the
we
tap
come in
back,
here.
which would leave Scotland lying shot unguarded.
Well, that's all we need.
Scott Andrews,
All Mikes.
second player for Scotland.
Oh, it needs to. Oh, it needs to curl huge. Needs to curl huge. Just over. That's okay.
Pils opp!
Just either overthrown it or that stone's just
Da
running
går i
away.
hvert fall den og den. Og håper vi sitter igjen med to.
I'm getting on a W there. No.
Da holder vi blanken i livet. Kjapp på innsida.
So Norway wanting to keep a chance of a blank in here. We're going to play the hit, try and spill as much granite as possible. Well, does that, but catches it on the high side.
Well, got rid of most of them, but still one Scottish stone there. Back to Scott Andrews' second shot here in the 7th end. 10 ends of play in the game, of course. 3 more after this one. So we're just trying to curl behind on the in-turn.
Good line.
Clockwise
Good line.
rotation of the handle.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Close for line, guys.
Stone
It's
will
close.
go
It's really
from
tight. Yeah, you gotta go.
right to left as we look at it overhead, left to right from the player's perspective. Oh, that's a good shot too. It's hard not to leave a double take out.
So this is actually out turn called by the Norwegians.
Yes, this time.
And if you were to hit the broom, it will actually catch the guard. Just feel that the stone is falling out a little bit here down this path. And certainly did. Really nice double. You can actually see that stone just kind of falling off the centre line a little bit.
Accurate play there from Christopher Sva. He can throw the big weight anyway.
Would have been nice to have kept that in redstone in front of the tee line, but shouldn't be too demanding maybe.
Can't have everything.
Because Scotland and Tom Brewster can come around this and play the freeze.
Yep, line. Oh, you gotta go hard. Come on, hard.
Seems like Brewster might come up a bit shy here again.
So Norway have last stone here, and they lie one on the back of the 4-foot circle. I don't think that was a good shot from Brewster at all.
So the Norwegians were hoping to maybe blank the end, but now they're going to try and seize the opportunity and maybe score 2 instead. We're just waiting for a line here. See the sweepers more or less backing off it. Meaning the weight's probably pretty close. He's actually over curling.
Great shot though.
Huge swing in the ice there. They thought that was wide and just came up a lot. I did mention that this side is the swingy side. Just watched Sweden play Russia in the women's draw this early morning, and certainly seemed that it was swinging a bit more on this in-turn side. Now maybe Brewster's overthrown his second here, trying to overcompensate a little bit. So not really being able to figure out the draw weight. And you wonder if there might be something to do with the stones, maybe. You never know. They have plenty of time in evening practice to find out if any stones are slower or not. I haven't really heard them mention it yet.
Well, I think they're pretty good generally. Scotland might just lie first shot there. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to tell from the camera angle.
But there's big danger in my view here. Torgeir Nergaard can follow this round and tap it slightly, and Norway will lie 3 guarded. Brewster's first stone, to my mind, causing a lot of trouble.
A little bit of panic here. So don't quite get the line, but end result not too bad there.
I think Norway will. That slight movement may be just enough to leave them lying 2. But there is a chance for Scotland to come into the little gap between these 2 red stones if we can get past the guard perfectly and lie the first shot. Definitely on. And to be absolutely perfectly played though. So David Murdoch then with his stone. And we saw him play a really great draw shot a little bit earlier. They're sweeping this for line to try and prevent it touching the guard. It must get past the guard to have any chance. It is not past the guard, it is.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad, says Tom. I think it's very bad. What do you think?
Yeah,
It's absolutely,
it's not the preferable shot.
absolutely bloody awful. That's what I think it is. Terrible shot.
Yeah, especially if Norway is lying to.
And I think they are.
And I think Norway's just going to play the out-turn tap here. Anyway.
To lie 3 and bottle it up completely.
I'm guessing there's going to be called a measure unless those stones are wiggled around
I think
after.
I think when that last stone of Torgeir Nergaard came down and just tapped it, it also tapped the red stone at the back very fractionally.
Yeah, I did nudge it a little bit.
So both of them move fractionally further out, and you may well be right that it's difficult to tell whether they're lying 2 or 3 at the moment.
But what we can see is that
1 or 2 at the moment.
those 2 yellow stones are lined up in front, can very well be used by Murdoch if the Norwegians are a bit unlucky with the angles in the house here. So need to make sure they don't set up any run treble or some other circus shot.
Well, I certainly think they can be used, Sander, but I think the result may be rather unpredictable if they hit hard on them. So, chance here for Thomas Ulsrud just to tap the red stone in. Probably leave Norway lying 3. Certainly got a good looking line on this one.
Very good.
Absolutely perfect. Great shot. Scotland have got themselves in a right old mess here.
You're not going to catch this.
I'm guessing the Scots are going to take a minute here to discuss.
Well, I think the yellow actually might just be third shot.
But it just depends if we can catch enough of an angle on that.
If you did play the raise on the yellows onto that front red and happen to get the right, I don't know if you can get the angle on the out on the left-hand side of the red and the white circle.
Well, the yellows are so close together that if you hit
Just going to come
hit
straight
those on
back.
the right-hand side as we saw it, it would drag a little bit. Coming that way, I don't think you want to be too far off nose. And then you might see the first red go on to the second red and maybe get some action on the other two reds.
Or maybe get some action on the yellow.
Could get some action on the yellow as well, yeah.
Could end up losing 4 here.
Big weights from David Murdoch. Big shot called for.
Oh.
And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here.
Yes, big risk too.
That's a pretty good shot. Yeah. It's pretty much what it looked like.
So
Was able to drag that a little bit and get the action on those two other reds.
it did come to the red as you predicted, and it did catch the reds as you predicted, left the yellow one alone almost.
Yeah,
If not completely, I think it did. Yep, the yellow never moved there.
Yeah. I've been lucky today in my predictions. I just wonder if Norway has a shot to score 2 here.
So a hit and roll off this one, perhaps. That's what he's looking at. So Norway lie 1, Scotland lie the second shot, Norway the third, and Scotland the fourth. As we look at it from the overhead camera. Well, high risk strategy all round, particularly from the Scottish team. And they wouldn't be unhappy if they could force Norway to just taking 1 point. But this isn't, well, this is, in normal circumstances this might be quite a hard shot. But the way some of these guys have been playing today, perhaps it's not that hard. So he will play a pretty biggish weight at this. Hope to catch the inside half of the stone and roll into lie 2. Not far away. Oh, great shot. Fantastic play from Ulsrud. And he gets his 2 shots back to go ahead again. 4-3 now for Norway. And that was a fun end of curling, wasn't it?
Yeah, superb end. Probably the best I've seen this week. And this game in general, maybe the best game I've seen so far.
You almost need 2 attempts to try and get there. I think it's maybe a hair down on this side. And then we're overthrowing the second one. Yeah. Aye. Well, Dave. Yeah, don't leave it. Don't leave it too long, guys. Don't leave it too long. Good, Mikey. Yeah. It's good there, Mike.
Kneppe videre. Vi rundt egen. Er vi rundt egen? Ja, rundt egen da, eller? Ja. 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 Hardt! Hold da. Vær med. Wow. Helt ned hit da, så får du ta avstand. Ja. Bra, Var.
So Norway back in the lead, 4 shots to 3 in this, the 8th end. Advantage back to them. Havard, 28 years old, played for 15 years. Puts the stones in the house. They'll be quite happy to play this end inside the house, I think.
Yeah, I think might even hope that Scotland will blank the end here so they can force them in the 9th instead. Being tight coming home with Hammer. But also forcing Scotland to score one here is pretty good for the Norwegians. And I don't think the Scottish guys want to score here really, but after viewing that shot, it looks like they're maybe looking at taking 2. Oh, sorry, we are in the 8th end. My mistake. Going to rephrase that and say I think Scotland would like to score 2 in this end.
I think they would, but they've got no guards. Well, the one corner guard to play with. Need to be careful here. Piles of red-handled Norwegian stones appearing in the house.
Well, we could play a double. Or you could just try and push this.
Obviously the advantage by scoring here in the 8th end is Scotland might be able to force Norway to a point in the 9th and then come home with the last stone. Most teams favour that. Being able to play the last shot of the 10th end to win it. Looked like a bit of a inside-out movement there from Scott Andrews. As he's going to just jam the Reds and roll out. I still think that the Norwegians would like Scotland to blank here and rather force them in the 9th end. So they're just going to pick off the corner guard. But that's going to go sailing past. And seems to be an issue with the ice maybe here. Just overhearing conversation. Skip Thomas just telling his second player Chris that was a nice throw. It's just backing off the line. And didn't look like it was giving him enough ice to ever be close to freshing that one. So it might just be a couple of runs in the ice, I'm not sure. I think I heard Brewster even talking about that earlier in the game.
Yes, he had a comment about it.
I think the ice has quickened up and there's less tracks, but still maybe those couple of runs that just make it a bit more difficult to play the hits.
Trapp er fint.
Fine, Scott. Just hear more back when you first than you normally are. You know,
This guy has played for a long time.
Yep.
I'm guessing he wasn't able to play too much at the age of 5, but apparently he was on the ice playing around at that age already, so more or less born into the curling scene.
That'll do. There's a bit of ice. Oh, just over. There's a scratch just over the hog line. You see it? That's it.
So Torger Nergard hitting and sticking.
Off.
Norway lie 2 at the moment.
Yes! Yeah!
Scotland going for the hit and roll on this shot. Going behind the winger.
Well, that's an absolute peach by Tom Brewster.
Very sweet.
Du ville ta en hår høyt, ikke
Super
sant?
hit and roll
Sånn. Hvis ikke så er det riskanten sitter.
by the now 3rd player, and gives
Han sitter da.
the Norwegian skip
Ta en hår
a
høyt.
bit of worry here.
Sånn, ikke sant?
Well, the concern about too many Norwegian stones in the rings is certainly gone, and chance, real possibility of a chance for Scotland to get 2. It's still early in the end, in as much as we're only on, well, reasonably early in the end. Torger Nergard's second stone. Trying the raise here. Ooh,
Very close.
very, and of course, neatly runs across and counts in the front of the house. A useful little bonus, I think.
Are we sure?
We're gonna just pop over to
Well, we're going to have to draw.
another game, last one of the 7th end. It's a game between Hungary and the Czech Republic. I believe this would be Christian Hall, the 4th player for the Hungarian team,
To be honest.
looking to score here, and has done quite well with that. Picks up 1 point and leads the game 5 shots to 3 after 7 ends against Iri Snittel's
Oh, Mike.
Czech team.
Yep, come on, keep it moving.
So back to our sheet, sheet B,
Oh, Mike's.
one of the 5 sheets we have here in the arena for the European Championships. Scott Andrews has a bit of a tumble.
Quite sure what he was trying to do there.
Sorry, I
Maybe the
didn't
moonwalk.
look at your right foot.
Du spiller alt som vi vet i
Sorry.
eller?
It wasn't a...
Er du god nok i det?
I mean, you're a wee bit less weight.
Scotland lie 2, but
Now Scott will be able to see this in the on replay on the Jumbotron here in the
my
Löfberg
goodness.
Lila Arena.
Halv.
And most people in the arena could have a little chuckle after good fellow, Scott Andrews' little fumble there.
Litt tjukkere enn alle dager.
But at Scotland line 2, we're down to skip rocks here.
Well, chance of the double. It's set up pretty well for a double, and Ulsrud's been in pretty good form when it comes to hitting the stone in just the right spot, so if he can make it with this one, Norway could be lying 3. Well, just caught the merest fraction of that to send it flying. The shooter spinning across the house. Well,
That's what
immediate
I gave
danger of the double over for
his guard.
Scotland.
More, do you think?
Eller sett den litt. Han kan dra
Well, He had his second Chris just throw and then turn peel coming down that very spot, so should have figured out the ice there. Maybe just overthrew it.
The danger could be if he pushes it inside the line at all, it could end up too far out across the circle.
Keep it clean. Keep it moving. No backing. Tee high. Clean. Stay down on it, Phil. Tee high. No backing. Whoa. Clean.
So just want to
Right here.
put these Yellowstones
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
even.
Hard stop. Go. Go, go, go.
And
Very good shot from David Murdoch.
I'm pretty sure there's no double on here now for the Norwegian skip. And I wonder if they might just play a hit and roll behind the top red.
I think that's the shot. Turgers just wondering what ice to give. Setting up the direction for it. And he's preferring to hit and roll the other way, I think, Sander. But I don't know why, really. So, at the moment, Scotland looking in good shape, perhaps to pick up two. If they hit and roll the other way, it could make it tough for the Scots to get to. They could jam the Norway stone in the back. I don't think that would help them any, however.
I wonder if they roll to the left here. They could be so unlucky to set up a double for three. But they're playing quite soft weight at this, so it's going to be quite a steep roll, if anything. So I'm not sure what roll they're hoping for, but I would certainly try and roll to the right as we see it now here.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's really caught some curl here. And he's made a very nice shot.
It's just a perfect hit and roll by Thomas Hulsrud.
Nearly perfect, I would say. Thomas not too happy with the result. Did roll a fraction too far. But, well, looking at it from this angle, certainly looks tough to get to.
Well, I think once you're sitting in the hack at the other end, you're not going to see a huge amount of that redstone. And I think it curls quite quickly here off the side.
Yeah, I think the problem here is just reading the ice. I haven't played too many shots this wide.
Well, it would be very easy just to over curl, tap the red one up and lose two.
That's true. There's the danger.
So you would tend to maybe allow a little extra, miss it on the outside. So it's certainly a tempting shot, this one. Be a really good shot to make if Murdoch could make this. Tap it back and lie for two. Be a great shot if he can do it. Not far away, I don't think.
Sounds close. Oh, he even gets the inside roll.
What a cracking shot from David Murdoch.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Next time, listen to me. Next time, listen to me. I said it would break huge at the end.
So 5 shots to 4, Scotland over Norway. I don't know if we can see that last stone again. Would be nice.
Still there. Still out there.
So 5-4 now, Scotland in the lead.
Split the
Once
centre.
again.
Line's fine. Leave it late. Leave it late.
That great shot
That works there.
by David Murdoch in the 8th end. And really the game could go either way at the moment. Both teams playing well. Both teams going after the game. So
Now, Norway down by 1 point with the last stone in the 9th end. What would be the game plan for Norwegians at this point?
I thought you were going to tell me that.
Well, what does this shot tell you?
It tells me they're going to blank this end.
I think you're right.
Yes.
Pretty defensive call.
Yep.
And certainly want to keep the blank an option here. I think if they can score an easy 2, they'll be happy with that too. But I think the game plan is to try and blank here. And Scotland, on the other hand, would probably like to force Scotland to take a single here.
Scots. Clean only.
Sure, Scotland would be delighted to take a single here, steal a single.
Scots, yep.
They want Norway to take a single.
Oh. That's what I meant anyway.
Yes.
Good. Boy, nice leg.
Yeah, they'd be pretty happy if the Norwegians did that. But not more than a single. Preferred. So there's the standings and the games. We're now going to quickly have a look at the Denmark versus Switzerland game. The stone in the 8th end of Rasmus Stern, a draw against 4. Have to sweep furiously to get it in, but he will make the shot. Tie the game up at 5 shots each after 8 over Switzerland's Sven Michel.
Yeah, Switzerland also a team that started off quite poorly along the lines of what Scotland has. But looks like they're picking up a couple of wins now. And they've started to play better. Certainly could play Switzerland and Scotland as medal contenders at the start of the week.
Yes, I think so. Still a long way to go in the round robin. We're in the 5th round of 9. 10 teams play the other 9 teams.
Whoa, room! Mikes! Whoa, line's good.
Norway
Oh,
and
Mikes, though.
Sweden undefeated at this stage. Sweden on 5-0, Norway on 4-0, with this game still to be completed. Sweden downing Germany 9-2 in the Sheet E game this afternoon. They're finished. So nice stone there. I think Norway, Ulsrud's going to move this.
They're going for the double here, actually.
Yeah.
Just
remove the 2.
Lovely comment from Thomas saying this is what you practice in training sessions, so just go for it. I really went for it.
Just about killed Turner in the process.
So yeah, not really close there.
No.
There's enough weight for here. Brewster saying that was probably not hard enough to make it.
Wasn't quite the right direction either.
I think it was hard enough. Yeah, the butt line was.
Just about took out his third player.
Yeah.
Clean now.
Well, he's known for playing the high hard ones. I haven't really seen him play that hard in quite some time.
You might be seeing another one. So
But if he He's allowed the freedom of playing the hard ones. Eventually he's going to make one. This is super hard.
This is even harder.
Oh, that's a beauty right there. Picks him off.
Big guy, Christopher.
Yeah, big strong guy.
Yes.
With some real thrust at the hack and a big extension. Just picks off both yellow guards and even manages to roll a wee bit to the right to open up the centre line. He's been doing good on hits here. Sva just struggling a little bit on draws, just like Andrews, but being outshot 5%.
You don't want to upset him too much, I don't think.
No, I think he's happy now after that nice double.
So Scotland lying very nicely on the button, but can they keep it that way? Steal a point. That's the name of the game here for them. It's difficult to guard everything. Certainly a nice position to be in. We're on the first stone of Torger Nergar.
Looking at playing just a hack weight. Come around the centre guard and tap the yellow one through. I think you should be a bit careful where you roll the shooter here. Don't want to leave Scotland a double. Want to keep that second red in play.
That's very close to this guard. He makes it. This is a great shot.
Yeah, really nice there.
Well, let's move that stone off the button. We're going to just cross to Hungary against Czech Republic. Hungary so far winless. The Czechs on 3-1, but they are 5-3 down in this game. So Yuji Schnittel is playing the draw against one. No problem.
Doesn't quite make the roll there. Tom Brewster over on our sheet. See the numbers for thirds here, quite even. Brewster apparently out shooting Torger by a single %. So see there, doing all right, both of them. There has been some difficult shots in this game.
Yep, there certainly has. Some well-made shots as well.
Couldn't get the roll, even flopped a little bit to the left as we see it, and that might just have set up a double for Scotland if they choose to play it. Or if they just want to play the roll, and the double might just be an option. Well, he's cleaning the house here.
I think if you go for the double, the chances that the shooter will roll too far across both these guards and out the other side.
I believe so, but at least you've removed 2 Norwegian stones.
Yeah, I think that should be the main aim.
Seems like a pretty normal weight here
Normal takeout, waiting for it to curl.
It's pretty close to the corner guard, actually. It's going to leave Norway with shots, so they don't have to play on the yellow. Could probably just play a draw if they want to.
The danger of that is they leave a tap for Murdoch. Just tap his stone in. Guard, leave the shooter guarding it. But I think they may be looking at a draw on the other side. Or draw around the yellow from left to right as we look at it from that shot. Come past Murdoch's stone and come into the button. Do you like that call? Not really, no.
Plain draw on the intern side.
Great result if you could make it. Leave them lying 2. And remember, Norway have last stone here. 4-5 they trail. But they do have last stone advantage.
I think you need to be careful with the outturn. If you pull up a bit short and maybe just at the top of the 12, or might set up some sort of in-off double for Murdoch, but you should probably be able to avoid that. Just come down to the forfeit maybe. Here, you saw Torgeir wanting maybe to play that and roll in behind the corner guard. And that would put some pressure on the Scots for sure.
Well,
but that also gives Scotland a chance to steal on this end.
Opting eventually to come round on the out turn from right to left as you look at it from the player's point of view. So, Ulsrud 80%, Murdoch 68, okay on the hits, but trouble with the draw weight today for David Murdoch.
I think 80% for Thomas is maybe a bit nice. It's been many half shots from him, really.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, well, I think they maybe lined up that shot I was fearing. If they want to play it. So I come to the inside of that yellow, run that back onto the red second shot, and then spring over and punch out that red zone just played by Thomas. That was the only thing I feared playing that shot, really.
I don't like the look of that at all, but if you just catch it a bit too full, you run your own stone through and they've got a straight hit for 3.
Well, that's a danger.
It certainly is.
So
probably end of game.
Well, maybe in some sense a good tease from the Norwegians.
That's exactly what it is, a very good one. Well, you can make this shot, I suppose, but it's a big shot and it's certainly I think it's not a very high percentage shot to go for. Don't know what else you do at this stage, mind you. You could just try the draw or the tap, but I think this is pretty dangerous. Thomas Ulsrud has last stone of the end. This is Murdoch's full power. Well, don't like the look of this. Oh,
He even caught the centre guard there. I didn't even think that was in play. Just overthrew that one, I think. David Murdoch. That was a big shot. And not sure if that was even on the yellow.
I think if he passed it, he still wasn't hitting the yellow stone. Oh, that's a horrible shot.
Now a straight draw for 3.
I have to say, Sander, when you're 5-4 up, and you've plotted your way to that advantage, then I really think they've played this end quite badly. Scotland.
Thomas is just going to play it down the same line which he played with his first shot, and looking maybe a bit heavy here. Brewster out with the broom.
Could be
trying to drag it down. It's actually going to slip all the way to the back of the 12.
Oh, he will not be happy with that.
Bit of frustration here. That was also a important shot, and as you hear Brewster say, that was a let-off. Surely was.
It certainly was.
Norway scored 2. Gets the 1 point lead, 6 shots to 5 after 9. And I think we're going to see a very, very interesting 10th end.
Into 12 foot as I can get it. Yeah, I know. Sweet like.
Linja fin, full 4. Torgeir, ha en tight den.
Line. You better room now. Let's get it 3/4. Yep. Gotta go. Yeah. So we got long tooth. It's good there.
Just going to make sure this corner guard don't block off the out-turn draw path, and I think it may have. It would be nice to have that Yellowstone a bit tighter to the rings. I wonder if the Norwegians are going to put up a centre guard here. Oh, that redstone's going to slip into the rings.
Just back it.
So it should be a nice chance for Scotland to get to here with a corner guard in play, and already being able to make a play on those redstones. Michael Goodfellow with the in-turn, just going to tap these reds up, try and bring them further back in the house.
Nothing. You can see that. He has, he's got an inch. He's perfect. Good, Mike.
Brewster
No, just
being satisfied with that shot.
I think he'd just been out. Feed sweat.
So a nice nose hit there. And Norway lie 3. We're going to just hop on over to sheet D. Meanwhile, Denmark is playing Switzerland. It's Sven Michael, the last on the 9th end. Did really struggle at the start of this week, but looking a lot better in this game against a strong Danish side. It's all tied up at 5 each, and this is a draw for 3. And it's going to settle down nicely onto the tee line, and it's a 8 shots to 5 game now in favour of Switzerland as they head into the potential last end of play. So it might be a turnaround for the Swiss here today. Back in our featured game. We saw Scott Andrews, I believe, play a draw. Ended up coming around one of the Reds, sitting 4th shot at the back, and Norway has now called a timeout. So we're going to see coach Ole Ingvarsen come out. There he is.
So Norway looking in good shape here. The one corner guard. That's what allowed Scotland to similar position corner guard the last time they were coming down this way to pick up their 2 in the 8th end. But this time I think it's a bit more difficult. Ole Ingvarsen has been this team coach for several years. Before that he coached Paul Trothen.
That's correct.
Who won the gold medal at the Winter Olympics in 2002, 10 years ago, in Salt Lake City, beating Canada in the final. So the guard being removed from play by Christopher Svei. Well, Norway have played this end well at the moment.
Keep it clean. Clean to stop.
They lead 6-5 in the last end. You can see 4 stones each remaining after this one. In the 10th and final end in regulation play.
Good there.
And these 3 Norwegian stones spread rather nicely across the front 8 foot of the house. Guard put up by Scott Andrews. And appeal, the attempt by Torgeir Nergard, successfully executed.
Yeah, don't have to miss that one by much to spring it back onto one of the Reds in the house. As we see the shaking of hands on sheet D. Switzerland picks up a win against Denmark, and I think they'll be quite happy with that.
Yes, I think it's a little bit against the run of play this week, but Switzerland not to be written off by any means. So now the turn of Tom Brewster with his first stone in the 10th end. He's going for the replacement of the guard again.
I think they might be looking for the freeze actually on the centre line stone in the house here.
I think you might be right, and not far off it.
This is very good. It's a perfect shot by Tom Brewster. Nice weight call by the sweepers as well. The problem here for Norway is if you try and play the hit on the yellow, it's just going to stick onto that red at the left of our screen here.
Yes, that's exactly where it's heading, isn't it, if you hit that?
So Skip Thomas has just asked for a centre guard here. You can just hear the intense voice of Thomas here. So really up for this game. It's a tight one. Lot of energy.
It's a good shot from their guard.
Okay. We hit the guard, we hit the guard.
Can he come past that and just get enough action on it?
I think so. Need to be moving some of the reds here and make sure they have a bit of room to score. We're only down by one here, so with a score of one, it'll be an extra end. I don't think we broadcasted any games with extra ends, although I haven't been doing the commentary on every single game, but there certainly hasn't been too many, I believe, so far this week.
No, actually, I don't remember any.
Close. Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Right off! Right off! Right off!
Ooh. Well, none of the angles worked very well for Scotland there. The shooter came out the side, missing this side red stone of Norway's, and the Norwegian counter got pushed onto the back stone of Scotland's to leave it lying half across it. And this is not a very difficult raise, really, for Thomas Ulsrud. It would leave Norway lying 4. So there are skip stones remaining here. Scotland has the last stone advantage. They're definitely going to need it.
Yeah, quite the short run back here. Doesn't necessarily have to stick with this one. Just got to make sure to remove the yellow.
Probably be quite happy not to stick with it.
Yeah, well.
So the yellow went, and one of the reds belonging to Norway. There's a nice curl here in behind that guard. That's where David Murdoch will be trying to go, so set up quite nicely for him in that sense. Has to make a good shot with this one.
That's roughly what I gave Mike. The head's hung, and then the thing what you gave me. I was this side of the centre. Top of the button. Room. Yep.
So David Murdoch trying to get the draw behind. They're going to have to sweep this hard for weight.
Really hard.
Has it got the legs to get past the guard?
Go, Scotty, go. Keep it going.
It has.
Keep it going, Scott, go.
It's to curl all the way, and it's right on the tee line. Well, that was a super shot.
Yeah, well.
No room to spare passing that guard there.
There's at least one dedicated fan up there in the kilt.
The father of Scott Andrews is who that is.
Ah.
He was always the hero. Usually making the run back for fun.
Now,
You know what I mean?
you'd think Norway could just play the freeze on the yellow here and make it difficult for Scotland to score 2, but the problem being Scotland would have an in-off of had Redstone to the right to score 2 and win the game. So that's the concern they have. They have about 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock here, so can't spend too much time thinking about this one. But should be enough for them to make a decision.
And if you run out of time, then the opposition win, even if they're 6-5 down.
Now, they have opted to play this run back here, and for me, having watched at least a couple of games, a couple of Norwegian games, I haven't really seen Thomas be too accurate with these ones. But he absolutely has to make it.
Yes.
Needs to remove this yellow. If not, it's an open draw for 2 and the game for Scotland. Tight on line apparently, sweeping this one.
Not far away, don't
Then
think.
off.
Oh, and he will miss.
Better line, mate. Like you got back in.
My goodness. Well, you predicted that, really. That draw from David Murdoch round the guard, right to the button, setting up.
Yeah, I didn't want to curse him there, but
setting up a draw for 2 for Scotland and a 7-6 win, which they desperately need.
yeah. See the lead player Pettersson just packing up the broom bag there behind the scoreboard. He's given up hope. Don't think David Murdoch will be able to miss this last draw for 2 here. Even has the backing of his own shot stone in the 4-foot last stone at the 10th end. Simple enough draw to win the game here for Scotland. Could be a momentum changer for them as they've struggled at the start of this week. This is really curling now. Will it settle down in time? Yes, it will. And Scotland wins this game. It's been a thriller of a match. Some really good play and exciting ends. And I think Scott Andrews' dad is pretty happy with that win. So 7 shots to 6 win for the Scottish lads. Solid win and something they really needed. So maybe this little rotation with putting Tom Brewster at 3rd and moving David Murdoch up as 4th has worked out. Brewster had certainly had a much better game today, and Murdoch made 2 super draws to win it here in the last end. See the scoreboard just back and forth, trading singles and 2s. Such a tight game, very exciting. Almost like we were hoping for an extra end here.
That should be Brewster, but
Distantisvar, det helt det var de kom ordentlig. Ja, de backa altså.
Well, Tom, quite a game.
Yeah, it was some game. It was good. It was, we kind of upped our tempo a wee bit. I think we were a lot better today, so it was good. Yeah.
And a bit of a change of lineup.
Yeah, we just thought we'd shake things up a wee bit last night. I think I've been just struggling to get my confidence a wee bit, struggled with ice a wee bit, and it helped. I played a lot better today, and Dave made the right shots, so we got a wee bit of luck in the ninth and whatever, but I wasn't getting that yesterday, but Dave's got it, so hey-ho, that's why we made the shake-up, so it's fine.
And which end do you think was the turning point? There seemed to be lots of swaps of twos.
There was. I think his throw when he was heavy in the ninth was a big one. If David made his shot with his last, we were forcing to one or even maybe even stealing that. The ninth was a big swing. It could have went either way, and anything could have happened there. I think just the fact he was a wee bit heavy, it was good for us.
So I think it's been a bit of a week of emotional roller coaster for you.
A wee bit. It's obviously I'd still like to have been throwing last rocks and been playing well, but it's a team game, and if I'm playing well and calling the game and playing third, I read the ice way better today and had a grasp of the ice, and that's why we made more shots. That's as simple as that. I struggled yesterday to read the ice and ice for myself, and we were missing shots. Dave and I were missing shots. So.
Well, thank you very much. Well done and good luck.
No problem. Thank you.
Tom, can I just ask you some supplementaries? I mean,